Poštovani gledatelji, dobrodošli na hrvatski televizijski program Croatica TV. Dear friends, welcome to the Croatian television program Croatica TV. In today's show, we bring to you. U današnjoj emisiji donosimo vam Hazel McCallion, a marvelous and legendary politician, and for 36 years the iconic mayor of Mississauga, has passed away at the age of 101. She was affectionately known as Hurricane Hazel, and has been active even after she bowed out of the municipal politics at age 93. Hazel was a unique individual who loved Mississauga and its residents.
Some sad news coming out of Ontario this morning. One of Canada's longest-serving mayors has died. Hazel McCallion served as the mayor of Mississauga for nearly 4 decades. Toronto Mayor John Tory releasing this statement this hour. He said that she was the iconic mayor of Mississauga for 36 years and built that city from 1978 to 2014. To me, John Tory writes, she was also a friend and a mentor. I spoke with her often and had the great privilege of meeting with her twice in the past 2 weeks, most recently on Tuesday when she was as engaged as ever despite her illness. Now, Hazel served the people of Mississauga with strength and incredible energy, Tory says. She died peacefully in her home this morning. Hazel McCallion was 101 years old. CBC's Kelda Yoon looks back at the life and legacy of the mayor who was known as Hurricane Hazel.
Hi there. She was as confident on a pair of skates as she was salmon fishing on Lake Ontario.
For many years.
But seemed most at home in the Mississauga Council Chamber, a city she led for almost 3.5 decades.
The first day I entered my office as mayor, cows and horses were grazing where our city core is today.
Hazel McCallion was born in Quebec on Valentine's Day, 1921. After moving to Ontario and a career in business, she was set to retire early when she got involved in local politics.
Hazel McCallion, the spunky politician from Streetsville, has upseated mayor.
At age 57, she was elected the second ever mayor in the new city of Mississauga. In 1979, her first year in office, she faced a major crisis. A CP freight train carrying propane and deadly chlorine gas derailed and exploded, forcing the week-long evacuation of 200,000 residents. Her leadership through that helped cement her reputation with voters, as she helped the once sleepy suburb grow and triple its population. Using that growth, she was able to keep the city debt-free and went 12 years without a property tax hike.
In budgeting, I say we don't spend the money we don't have. We balance our budget, and we don't build the facilities until we know we have the money to pay for them.
She invited royalty to help open the new city hall, adding performing arts centers and arenas. She was returned to office 12 times over her career. For many elections, she didn't even bother campaigning, but admits over the years she made some mistakes.
We've allowed development without an adequate transportation plan. We haven't emphasized transit the way we should have.
By then, McCallion had already decided she wouldn't seek re-election. She gave up her chain of office in 2014. But the call of politics was never very far away. In the final weeks of the 2015 federal election, she endorsed Justin Trudeau in an ad that attacked Stephen Harper.
Stephen, do I look scared to you?
She'd go on to become the first chancellor of Sheridan College, and in 2021 marked a major milestone, her 100th birthday. Many dropping by her home to shower her with gifts and well wishes amidst the pandemic.
I just feel wonderful. I don't feel I'm 100.
A centenarian showing no signs of slowing down. Her nickname was, after all, Hurricane Hazel.
I have no problem with it. You know, people say, naming you after a disaster. And I said, well, also a hurricane moves things as well.
Hazel McCallion, more popularly known as Hurricane Hazel, lived a long and successful life as she went from businesswoman to politician. McCallion was one of 5 children born and raised in a small town in southeastern Quebec. She moved to Toronto to work at Kellogg Canada in 1942. 9 years later, she married Sam McCallion, who passed away in 1997. Together, they have 3 children. In her political endeavors, she served as the mayor of Mississauga for 36 years before retiring at the age of 93. As the underdog candidate, McCallion challenged the incumbent in 1978 and won the election after a damaging remark made by Ron Cyril in a television debate of a woman wanting to get into a man's world.
Yeah, no, that was a very detrimental statement for him, because I think then the women really got behind me.
And after only 1 year in office, disaster struck. And McCallion's leadership was put to the test.
The flames were just an incredible growth of flames and heat on our backs.
A CP train carrying hazardous chemicals derailed and exploded like a bomb in Mississauga, forcing more than 200,000 people to evacuate the city. No one died, and kudos went to McCallion for her swift organization, calling it a Mississauga miracle herself.
That introduced me to some decision-making role pretty quickly.
For an otherwise polished political career, McCallion did run into some legal troubles near the end of her time in office.
The next Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau.
And during the federal election in 2015, McCallion stepped into the political spotlight once again to endorse Justin Trudeau for Prime Minister. Among other politicians, there was the classic moment with Rob Ford when the two went fishing.
I got her, don't worry.
Ford saved McCallion as she was pulled towards the edge of the boat by a 16-pound salmon. Outside the office, McCallion showed no signs of slowing down, even at her 95th birthday celebration.
I love to work. I want to be busy all the time, doing something.
In 2021, McCallion celebrated her 100th birthday.
I just feel wonderful. I never expected to be recognized on my 100th birthday.
And 2 weeks later, the celebration continued when she got the COVID-19 vaccine.
Every part of my life has been a wonderful experience. But I want to say my association in Mississauga has been, I've spent a lot of time with the Croatian people. They're great people, great residents, great citizens of Canada. They've contributed so much to the development of our city, from in the construction industry, etc. And they have, what I admire about them is their faith. They're very dedicated to their faith in God. And they're just wonderful citizens. I've enjoyed the many, many hours I've spent in the Croatian Park in Streetsville. I would just drop in to be with them, to enjoy their company, etc. So I'm so proud to be, and I recall very well when you were a part of the communist Yugoslavia, and I raised the Croatian flag in Mississauga. And the Consulate General of Yugoslavia was very upset with me. But I told him I decided whose flag I would raise. And I raised the Croatian flag at City Hall when you were still a part of communist Yugoslavia.
And I'm using this opportunity on behalf of all Croatians around the world to thank you for this really support that you gave us when, as you said, others were not in favor of us. You have supported many organizations and variety of the activities. What would be your message for the young Canadians?
I would say to young Canadians, be committed. Be committed to whatever profession you want to follow or whatever work you want to get involved in. But also remember that you must give back to the community in which you live, therefore giving back to the country, because our quality of life in this country is second to none in the world. And there were those that preceded us that made this possible. And we must make an effort, and the young people must make an effort to protect that quality of life. To do that, you have to contribute. You can't be forever taking. You got to give back. And as young people graduate from high school or college or university, remember that somebody made it possible for you to succeed in the educational field. And therefore, as you go forth into the working world, you must remember that you must give back, because others provided that opportunity for you, and you must provide the opportunity for those that are going to follow you.
And of course, not only for those young Canadians who are now going through the universities, we are also talking and very proud of the young Canadians who are involved in variety of trades, and we need them to build Canada for the future.
Well, yes, we can't have all university graduates. We can't have all doctors, dentists, lawyers, accountants. We have to have skilled workers that can build things. And in my opinion, I would think that I can't think of a greater satisfaction than a person like a carpenter, a plumber, an electrician, a bricklayer, etc. Those people are so important to the building of a future and a quality of life. If we don't have those skilled workers that are prepared, because to me, to build a building is an art. To design a building is an art. To be able to lay the brick or use their artistic touch on carpentry is just as important as any profession.
Trogir, grčki Tragurion. Smjestivši se na malenom otočiću između kopna i otoka Čiova, grad Trogir bilježi svoje postojanje već od daleke prapovijesti. Osnovali su ga grčki kolonisti s otoka Visa u 3. stoljeću prije Krista. Kao grad koji nosi titulu najočuvanijeg romaničko-gotičkog grada u centralnoj Europi, UNESCO ga je uvrstio na listu svjetske baštine. Najznačajniji kulturni spomenik je Trogirska katedrala Svetog Lovre. Na mjestu ranokršćanske bazilike, gdje se vjerojatno nalazio grčki hram, uzdiže se katedrala Svetog Lovre, ili kako je u narodu nazivaju, katedrala Blaženog Ivana Trogirskog. Zvonik, visok 47 metara, sagrađen je u 14. stoljeću i jedan je od najljepših u Dalmaciji, ali i na cijeloj obali Mediterana. Katedrala je posvećena Sovri, rimskom arhidžakonu stradalom u progonima 258. godine, koji je prije uhićenja crkveno blago podijelio siromasima. Ova monumentalna arhitektonska kreacija građena je i nadograđivana od 13. do 17. stoljeća, pa se na njoj miješaju stilovi romanike, gotike, renesanse i baroka. Glavni ulaz u katedralu naziva se Radovanov portal, ujedno i najznačajniji srednjovjekovni portal na istočnom Jadranu, a nazvan je po njegovom autoru, majstoru Radovanu, koji ga isklesao 1240. godine. Dovratnike u podnožju nose telamoni, a na vanjskim stranama su konzole s lavovima na kojima su kipovi Adama i Eve. Iznad nadvratnika nalazi se luneta s temom Kristova rođenja, predočenom na način srednjovjekovne mizanscen, zajedno s razmaknutim zastorima i paralelnim scenama kupanja djeteta, objevom pastirima i kavalkadom triju kraljeva. Iz predvorja katedrale dolazi se u krstionicu. Nad vratima je reljef Kristova krštenja. Unutrašnjost krstionice sinteza je kičene gotike i renesanse, a iznad oltara s kipom svetog Ivana Krstitelja nalazi se reljef svetog Jerolima u špilji. Ugaoni stupići i lisnati vijenac su gotički, a anđeli s girlandama renesansni. Krstionica je djelo Andreja Alešija Dračanina iz 15. stoljeća. U unutrašnjosti katedrale ističe se cibori iz 14. stoljeća, na kojem su kipovi Madone i anđela. Sa strana pri zidu, u stilu baroka iz 18. stoljeća, nalaze se kipovi svetog Ivana Trogirskog, zaštitnika grada, i svetog Lovre, zaštitnika katedrale. Na zidu s lijeve strane oltara je bunar s kruništem iz 1661. godine. Korska sjedala djelo su Ivana Budislavića iz 15. stoljeća. Kapela svetog Ivana Trogirskog biser je ove katedrale i jedan od najljepših renesansnih spomenika u Europi. U luneti je velika reljefna kompozicija Gospina krunjenja, na sredini kapele je grobnica trogirskih biskupa, a na kasetiranom svodu nalazi se medaljon okružen glavama kerubina i serafina. Nakon što je u kapelu preneseno tijelo svetog Ivana Trogirskog 1681. godine, kapela je dobila važno značenje u religijskom životu Dalmacije. Graditelj kapele Nikola Firentinac koristio se figuralnim motivima, te je na bačvastom svodu u svakoj kaseti glava krilatog kerubina, a na tjemenu poprsje Boga Oca. U sakristiji katedrale nalazi se veći dio riznice. Na samom ulazu je vrijedni ormar od orahovine iz 15. stoljeća. Mnogi od predmeta u riznici darovi su hrvatskih vladara i kraljeva. Od predmeta se ističu dvije pozlačene ruke, prekrivene filigranom i dragim kamenjem za moći svetog Ivana Trogirskog, te gotički vrč iz 14. stoljeća, darovi ugarsko-hrvatske kraljice Elizabete. Uz brojne dragocjenosti, pastorale, pokaznice, relikvije, poprsja, liturgijsko posuđe, u riznici je i kaptolska biblioteka i arhiv. Knjiga na bosančici, trogirska pjesmarica, matrikula crkvenih bratovština, a tu je i biskupski štab sa pozlačenim figurama svetog Lovre i svetog Ivana Trogirskog. Obnovljena 2002. godine, katedrala je pravi biser hrvatske kulturne baštine.
Našeg roda diko, tvoja slava jeste nama sveta i tebi Hrvat kliko. Ti vilo velebita, ti našeg roda diko, živila, premila, živila, premila, živila. Svi Hrvata živila, oj premila i bilo svi Hrvata. Vilovito stjenje, volim tvoje ovo kamenje, volim tvoga u Gorici Vuka i onoga ličkoga hajduka.
Cromark Media Inc. Production donosi vam na Omni 1 kanalu hrvatski televizijski program Croatica TV, koji sada možete gledati u Ontariju 3 puta tjedno. subotom u 12:30 poslijepodne, nedjeljom u 7:30 navečer i u srijedu u 9:30 navečer. U Alberti svakog četvrtka u 7:30 ujutro. U British Kolumbiji svake srijede u 2 poslijepodne. Širite naš hrvatski program među svojim prijateljima. Slušajte radio program Hrvatsko srce. Subotom od 9 do 10 ujutro na 530 AM. Voditelj programa Vlado Miljan. E-mail radiohrvatskosrce@gmail.com. Telefon 416 580 8050.
Svake noći Boga za te molim, pivajući kamenu i drači. Croatio, kamater te voli, umorna si, samo mi ne plaći. Sve ću pisme pokloniti tebi, sve đardine neka mi te kite. Croatio, iz duše te ljubim, ja te volim ka imati dite. Croatio, iz duše te ljubim, ja te volim ka imati dite. Još se sjećam onih riječi što mi
Toliko od nas, dragi gledatelji. Imajte ugodan dan. Thank you for being with us.